sweats need to be turned in to your coaches as soon as possible. All junior high and high school volleyball players need to turn in their camp forms to Mrs. Stuckey or the office. There are extra prom souvenirs in the office. If you'd like one, you may take one. HCC enrollment for students taking college courses next fall will be tomorrow at 9 a.m. You need to bring 2 checks, one for tuition and one for books. Any high school student interested in being in Stuco next year needs to get an application from Mrs. Watkins and have it turned in by Friday, May 16th. The Bigs and Littles picnic will be May 15th at 11 a.m. in the concessions room. Students who signed up to take driver's ed. The class starts tonight at 5 p.m. in the concessions room. Good luck to the golf team at the regional meet today in Derby. Good luck to the baseball team today at their regional in Wichita against Medicine Lodge. Today's quote of the day: a smooth sea never made a skillful mariner. Today's lunch is cheese pizza, baby carrots, apple wedges, and Trix yogurt. And on to Eric with the weather. Eric?
Thank you, Dustin. This is Eric Willems. And today, I'm going to tell you a little something about the weather. It'll be mostly sunny, with a high near 73, and a north-northwest wind between 8 and 15 miles per hour. Tonight, it'll be partly cloudy, with a low around 53, and an east-southeast wind between 7 and 10 miles per hour. Well, that was the weather. And now on to Daniel and Dustin, and some little guy I like to call Brian Moorman.
Good morning and welcome to this special edition of the Card 5 Sports. Today we're honored to have Sedgwick High School graduate and punter of the Buffalo Bills, Brian Moorman, as our guest. Thanks for being here, Brian.
Thanks for having me.
What does it feel like coming from such a small town and having your own playing card, punting in front of 80,000 streaming fans, and being a professional football player?
Well, it's quite a deal, really. I mean, I think one of the things that when I got into the NFL, I was shooting for, one of those goals was actually have my own card, and actually, Mr. Kingsley was the first person to send it to me, so that was pretty cool, and be able to tell me that I had my card, and he keeps me up to date on the new ones that are coming out. But coming from a small town and playing in front of so many people, you don't really think about the fact that you're playing in front of so many people. But I'm just honored to be able to represent the town of Sedgwick and hopefully do it in a positive light. And it's always fun to come back, and always fun to be back in the high school and walk around and recognize most of the halls.
Mm-hmm.
Probably don't recognize very many of the kids, but I try and keep up on the school and on the sports and academics and everything here. I think it's great what's going on.
All right. How does it feel to have everybody on defense gunning for you?
Well, that's another thing you don't really think about. I'm not the biggest guy out there, but you just kind of focus on the ball being snapped to you and doing your thing, just punting every time that you go out and not changing anything. So you don't think about the big guys, but I do get that question a lot. What's it like having the 250-pound guys running after you? But they're not really running after me usually unless I'm running a fake, and usually when I'm doing that, I just try and get out of bounds past the first down marker and not take a hit.
What's the hardest hit you remember taking?
Well, you can probably find that one on YouTube. That would be at the Pro Bowl a couple years ago. Sean Taylor, we decided to call a fake in that game, and I knew as soon as we called it, and I was standing back there, all those guys were just kind of standing back there just looking around. I knew I wasn't going to be faking them out, and went ahead and ran it anyway, and he came out of nowhere and pretty much took me out. But my 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah.
Who would you say the hardest hitter was in the NFL?
Oh, so many of them. I mean, obviously he was, and but we got guys on our team that I see them week in and week out. There's guys on other teams I only see them every once in a while, but guys like Dante Whitner. Usually it's those safeties and those DBs are the ones that are flying up, making the hits, and you can see some pretty good collisions.
What does it feel like to go to the Pro Bowl 2 years in a row?
Amazing. I mean, that's what every player shoots for as an individual honor. Obviously, as a team, you're always shooting to have a good season as a team, make the playoffs, and eventually get to that big game, the Super Bowl. But as an individual, there's not a player in any team that doesn't want to go to Hawaii and play in that game and be able to be recognized as one of the better guys in the league for that year anyway, and get that on your resume.
What goes through your mind when they call a punt fake?
Excitement. I mean, I just being a guy that's I ran track in high school and college, and obviously played a different position in high school. So it was being a punter now. I only get on the field between 3 and 6 times a game. Well, hopefully only 6 times. Just depends how we do.
Yeah.
But it's nice to get involved in a little bit other ways, and it's kind of the secret's kind of out now. So I don't get as many opportunities anymore because teams are looking for it. But I always think that fakes are great. You can get out there and get some yardage and get a first down and hopefully make a difference.
Can you tell us about your Punt Foundation and other community service you do in the community?
I started the Punt Foundation in 2004. It stands for Perseverance, Understanding, Encouragement, and Triumph. We benefit children with life-threatening illnesses, mainly focusing on kids with pediatric cancer. Something that my wife and I got involved in when we first got to Buffalo. Felt it was important to kind of remember where we came from and give back to the community that's helping us out so much. And started visiting kids in the hospital and gotten to know so many families and kids. And so we decided to start our own foundation and find a way to help them. So now we do things like, we got a suite at the games so the kids can come and sit, because they can't typically sit outside. They're able to come and do things with their families and their brothers and sisters. We've got what we call Brian's Locker at the Cancer Center there. We're giving them gas cards and restaurant gift certificates and a little gift pack if they get admitted to the hospital. Things that just try and take their mind off of what's going on in their lives. So, and then we've got our Kicking for Kids program where people can come on our website and download a pledge form, and they can pledge for every punt I put inside the 20. 25 cents, $1, $10, whatever, and that goes to keeping our programs up to date and continuing to raise money and help those families that they just can't afford to keep up on things the way the costs are these days.
Okay, real quick, what do you like to do for fun?
Very busy, and then in the off season we've traveled quite a bit this year, and try and play a little bit of golf here and there. But the foundation keeps us busy, and obviously training keeps me busy. But for the most part, I love my job. I love what I do, and just try and get out and enjoy the off season because the season's long and busy and kind of mentally taxing. So.
All right, well, we appreciate you being here on the Card 5 Sports. Good luck next season. Go Bills.
Thank
That's
you.
all for the Card 5 News. Have a great day.